Hello and welcome back to the shop. I just want to give you a quick update on some projects we're going to be getting into for the mill, and I also have some view appreciation gifts, some of which have been sitting here for a while, and some cool new purchases for the shop that I want to show you guys. So first up, and I've had this for a while, and I apologize, Mike. This is from a fellow named Mike, and he picked up a closing mill, and in with the closing mill was this Tico set of hold-down clamps with 5/8 T-nuts, which is too big for the closing. So it's the perfect size for the Bridgeport, so he decided to send it out to me. So it's a perfect set. It is a Tico set, so all made in US. So thank you very much, Mike. I really appreciate it, and we'll definitely be able to put these to use. Now all the other gifts and everything, and most of the parts have stuff to do with the mill, so we'll head on over there and take a look at what we got. Alright, I did it. I joined the Shop Apron Club. I got tired of ruining shirts, so I decided to get a shop apron. The only thing is I didn't particularly like some of the ones that I saw. So there's a man named Sean Hawkins. Some of you may have recognized the name. He's given Tom Lipton some things. He also had a YouTube channel. He did a little bit of machining, a little bit of everything. Sean, I don't have a contact email for you. I only have your Facebook stuff, so in the comments, if you want to put your email address, you're more than welcome to. Also, if you want to put the link to your YouTube channel, I only have your old one. I don't think I have your new one. If you want to put that in your comments, go right ahead. Now, I contacted him, and he makes and sells these. So I bought this. This was not given to me, so I really don't have a dog in the fight. I have money in the fight. So he did actually a really good job. So he's a retired vet, and out in California, who has a machining channel. He also, like I said, makes these aprons. Now he can customize it with what you want. This is pretty much what I asked him to do. Like, I gave him license to do whatever he wants. I want a pocket up front with at least room for some pencils and the scale and maybe a small calculator, and I want pockets in the front. That's all I gave him, and he went and ran with it and said, okay, I want to do some things, and this is what he did. He came up with the red piping around the sides, and also, so we have two big pockets down the front, and inside those are two smaller pockets, so you have pockets inside pockets. And up here you have this snap and one big pocket. That's the whole length of this, and then you have kind of good enough for a small pocket calculator here or here, and then your normal kind of smaller pockets for scales and Sharpies and scribes and whatnot. So really good build quality. It's good quality denim. It's not cheap and chintzy stuff. It's steamed fairly well, and works great. So we'll be using this for the rest of the shop shows. You'll be seeing me in this apron. Okay, so we got some cool new stuff for the mill. First things first is I got a set of new jaws for the vise. The old ones had some, little pecker marks here and there. They weren't too bad, but Edco was having a sale, and I figured, what the hell, so we got two brand new hard vise jaws on there. I didn't get the one with the groove on them because those are like 80 bucks a pop versus I think these are like 30 bucks a pop. I also was missing the wrench for the vise, so I picked up one of these little speed wrenches, and it works fairly well. You put it on the middle one there for quick movements, and then you put it on the larger side here. It gives you more torque to tighten it down, and it works fairly well. Plenty of torque for what I need. I mean, I'm not really wrenching on it. If I really do need to gronk on something, I got a regular adjustable wrench or something. So this works. The only thing I don't like about it is there's no stop on it, so it kind of can slide all the way up to the face and stick. So what one of the projects might be is making a little collar back here to hold this off as a standoff, so it can only go down so far. Now, from my buddy Kevin, he got me and sent me some nice covers for the table here, and they're cut out almost perfectly for a Kurt Weiss. They fit beautiful. So he sent me these. Now he actually meant to send me weight covers, and Enco, the description on them is exactly the same. So the description of these plastic ones and the rubber weight covers are exactly the same. So just be aware, actually look in the page catalog that they have when it says view and catalog. Do that and make sure you're ordering the correct part number. He said if I didn't want them, I could send them back and he'll send me these, but they worked great, so we kept them, and then I just went out and bought a set of weight covers, which I haven't put on yet. So I got the accordion weight cover for the table here, and then the larger rubber one for the dovetail and everything back here. Also, I picked up for my lathe, actually, from Shaw's again. I snagged a 2-inch travel dial indicator. So this is perfect size for the clamp I have on my bed for an indicator, and it works real well. I had one of these on there before, and I ended up breaking it. Again, I wasn't that sad that it broke, because these are only like, I think these are about 20 bucks. So they're cheap and perfectly accurate for using it as a dial indicator on the bed, or when you know that oil and chips are going to go flying all over it. I mean, you don't want to stare at one in there and watch it get destroyed. Okay, let me get one other thing up here. We'll show that. Okay, so I've been trying to get more and more mill tooling here, and one of the things I really wanted was a rotary table and like a super spacer or something. So super spacers are really expensive, and rotary tables usually aren't that cheap either. Even the import ones can run you around 250 bucks or so. So just, you know, searching eBay, I came across this one. Now this is an 8-inch Cushman. It says Cushman Stevens table, and this is an older one. Now this was all in pieces on the eBay listing. It was 100% taken apart, and it said that the bearing was frozen in it. So it went for really cheap. I actually was able to pay, this cost me like 80 bucks. And all the pieces were there when I got it. And it actually wasn't a bearing that was frozen. It was the shaft itself. And because this usually has an oil bath. So that oil bath dried up and looked like it got filled with water and moisture, and kind of just froze up the shaft. So I took it all apart, cleaned it up, and it's a horizontal and vertical table. And it works great. The only thing I did wrong is there's supposed to be a spacer back here, I believe, because when I put it on my table, this hole doesn't line up with the T-slot. Yet there's a large washer that I put on the outside of this handle that I think is supposed to be on the inside. And if it is, it'll bump this over enough for me to get that T-slot in. So it works great. And inside here, there's a little oil trough. Since I'm not going to really be using this a lot, when I put it back together again, instead of doing the oil bath, I just greased everything up. It's all internal, and actually the bearing that's in here is a standard wheel bearing from a car. So I just greased everything up, and it works fine. And I mean, it's because it's not going to be really used a whole lot. We're actually going to be using it on one project in particular, but it works great. So this is something to add to the arsenal. Still working on trying to get like a Spindexer or something with a chuck and masking plates, but this will serve us for now. So I got one other thing to show. It's really cool, and that's going to be an accessory we're going to be adding to the mill. Okay, so what we have here is an Acculube MQL, which will be mounted to the mill eventually. Now you're saying, what the hell is an MQL? It's a minimum quantity lubrication system. So unlike, say, your Cool Mist, your misters, that use spray jet and water-soluble oil, This uses regular oil. Actually, this is their own proprietary oil that they tell you to use. They have two, one synthetic and one is vegetable-based. This is the vegetable-based one. And this can inject a specified amount of oil into an airline and deliver it pretty much right where you want it. And it works great. Now, how it works is in here there are two air cylinders, and we'll go through that. And they come out through a lock line. In the middle of the lock line is a little tube. Alright, the oil gets pumped out of that tube. The tube comes up to about here, and then the air pushes it out. Inside here, and we'll zoom you in. Okay, what we have here, two air pistons and a frequency generator. Now everything is fully adjustable, so these two knobs here adjust the amount of airflow out of the nozzle. These two knobs here adjust the throw of the piston, so therefore it adjusts the amount of oil that gets injected into the line. And this right here adjusts the quickness of the piston, so it adjusts the intervals of how many times per second or per minute these pistons actually actuate. And there's nothing electronic about this. This is all done by air. So when you turn this on, that click, that's the piston moving back and forth. So if you look at this, it looks like there's nothing coming out of there. But if I get a piece of paper, you can see that there's oil being injected out of it. And this right here adjusts how fast that goes in and out. So you can go, that's medium speed, you can go to super slow. Or you can go warp speed, yeah. So, pretty cool piece of equipment that we're definitely going to utilize. The only thing is I don't know how well my air supply will handle this, so we might have to figure out getting an air compressor of some sort. So I don't think that little quiet one that I made with the refrigeration compressor is going to keep up with the amount of air this uses. But either way, we'll try it out with that. We'll hook it up to the mill, and we'll have some fun with it. Okay, so now as far as projects go, we're going to be making a bunch of different things, whatever we feel like making. We're going to make some vice stops and some tooling for the mill itself to make setups and everything easier. I want to also make a tangential tool holder. I want to try my hand at making a coax indicator, a homemade one. And you know, a bunch of different things, whatever kind of floats our boat and our fancy. I want to try to get one of those little steam engine kits and put those together too. I always want to try out one of those. Mostly so far I've just been playing around on the mill, you know, getting some, I don't know if you can see that, compound angles and stuff, so it's angled that way and also angled that way for making the tangential tool holder. We'll be making one that fits onto our quick change tool post and trying that out. So I'll need a slitting saw for that. Well, I'll get one and some other things. So we definitely have some projects planned. It's just a matter of getting to them, and we should be able to get to some of them pretty soon. So we'll see you on those videos. Hope you enjoyed this little update, and we'll see you guys later.